Yes, 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 yes. Hey guys, Gerald Peters. Welcome back to my vlog here. If you haven't, subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Apparently, people need to be reminded of that. You know, my mission here, I see myself as kind of like a preacher of prosperity, maybe you say. An advocate for this book called The Science of Getting Rich, and I've taken what I learned from that book, and then I wrote two books. One book's called You Don't Have to Die Broke, and I give that one free as a gift. Simply follow me, it's your book. All I ask, if you like it, share a post, man, share a video, share something, tell somebody, that's it. And you'll see I have no deep, dark secret, no funnel. I'm not trying to get much from you. What I am trying to do is to teach and develop this curriculum, this process of this idea of the millionaire blueprint or mind or path or step we might take. But in step one in this concept, because I get this all the time, what should I do first? First, step one is not investing. It's not real estate. That's not the first step. The first step, well, the very first step is right here. Takes courage and mind to become a millionaire. Most people don't have it in them to be the person who becomes a millionaire. You can't do this and party with your friends every weekend. You can't. You can't do this and be a fucking drug addict. You can't do this and have low morals. It's not possible. You're held to a higher standard. Heavy's the head that wears the crown. You want to be a king? You want to have millions of dollars? This shit's hard. It's not easy. It's not an easy path. You can't buy some stupid ass Bitcoin and become a millionaire. It's not how it works. It's nothing. It has to have, things have to have actual value. There has to be an actual exchange. People have to benefit from the service that you bring to the world. Listen, all of the money that you want is in the pockets, purses, wallets, credit cards, and checkbooks of other people. And the secret to that is exchanging value with them. Give them more in use value than you ask for in monetary value. And guess what happens? You get a lot of customers at your restaurant. You get a lot of people who follow you online. You get a lot of people for your lawn care business or your roofing business or your pool business, whatever it is. But step one starts with the renewing of your mind, meaning all that shit you've been doing is wrong. So if you're 30 years old right now and you have a net worth of less than $100,000, you're on the wrong path. The shit you're doing isn't working. Your money is a reflection of your mind and your heart. It gives evidence to the shit that you actually believe. The shit that you believe in your heart and in your mind is manifested. It's right there. You're living in it. You're driving it. You're eating it. You're drinking it. You're sleeping with it. That's the real you. Now, it may not be the you that you want. And luckily, animals are one of the few living beings that can program itself. We can literally reformat ourselves. We can change. We can begin to modify our belief system. You can begin to program yourself. Here's the beautiful thing about money and investing. It's just a skill set. It's not talent. Being an amazing artist or playing amazing basketball, no matter how hard I practice, I'm not going to play in the NBA. You can play in the big leagues in the stock market. You can play in the big leagues with real estate. You can do the exact same game. It's fractal. You can do it with $100, $10,000, $100,000, or $1 million. It's fractal. I call it the money flow. Stocks are all around you. You just haven't opened your mind to see them. This right here is made by a company called 3M. They pay dividends. I follow it every day. This watch, this board, this pool. Berkshire Hathaway owns, Warren Buffett owns some of the materials that were put into that pool. The pump. All of these things are all around you. Home Depot fills this area, right? These chairs were bought at Lowe's. All of these things are surrounding you. You just don't see the money flow, but you have to stop. And you have to look and realize that all of these things that you see all around you first started in formless substance. That's why it all starts in your mind. And you're not going to be able to just go, okay, now I'm going to do. No, you're going to have to program your mind. The shit that's in your mind now is junk. That's why you're broke. You're fucking broke because of the stuff in your mind and your heart. You live The life you live, what you have now is evidence, it's testimony. If we drug you into court, you don't even need to say anything. Your Honor, here it is. Here's his bank account. Here's his investment account. Oh, wait, he doesn't have one. Wait, here's his brokerage account. Oh, wait, he doesn't have one. Wait, here's the house. No, he's renting. Oh, and so we go through and we say, wait, I thought you said you wanted to get rich, but you live a life. You leave evidence. It falls out of your pocket everywhere you go. When you enter the fucking room, does anyone feel prosperity? Or do people go, oh my God, I hope he doesn't ask for something? You ever notice I open the videos with yes, yes, yes? What? I'm inviting prosperity into my life. I want to elevate the presence. I want to elevate your presence. I want to bring prosperity to you. Because by giving, I receive. Universal law of reciprocity. If I give you more in use value than I ask for you, and I don't want fucking anything from you, then I get rewarded. Because guess what? People watch that and go, wow, that's great. Think I'm going to check this guy out. And then they buy a book. I didn't ask you to buy a book. You bought a book. That's the way the universe works. All of the money that you want is in the pockets, purses, wallets, checkbooks of other people. So you have to learn to communicate with them. So step one to millions, step one is getting your mind and your heart right. It takes courage to become an investor, not knowledge. You know everything you need to know. You fucking went past the 8th grade. You can read. You drive in a Ford. You make payments to Ford, but you don't know if you should own Ford stock. You drive the car. You make monthly payments to the people, but somehow out of that information, you can't extract that maybe you should get on the other side of the transaction. Maybe you should collect payments from all the people making car payments. How do we do that? A lot of ways. We could invest in lending, right? We could invest in the actual car manufacturers. It's one way, right? Just off the top of my head. Like there's probably a bunch of other ways too. So step one, get your mind and your heart right. And if your heart is not in what I'm about to talk to you, see, if your life is filled with a bunch of friends and you guys are doing all of them, their heart and their mind's not in this, you don't have a fucking chance. It ain't gonna happen. Heart and mind, not getting rich. Not getting rich. You're not gonna get rich and bring your friends with you. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's just not the way it works. You're gonna make new friends. Mind and heart. You gotta get it right. Right now, what you have is the result of your current mind and heart. So if you're happy and it's growing and it's doing well, congratulations. Step two, what's your credit look like? See, credit is spiritual. You may not think so. You don't think so? Credit's your honor. Do you honor your word? Well, if you got bad credit, apparently fucking not. So let's just get real with that. If you have bad credit, it means you don't keep your word. You've spoken to the universe, and your word is shit. That's why you have bad credit. Because if you had defended this, if your word had honor, heavy's the head that wears the crown, being the king and being fully responsible. I teach this thing called the 10 pillars of success. Pillar number 1, how you think is everything. Pillar number 10, take full responsibility. Hello, your credit report is your responsibility, not your ex-wife. I don't give a fuck about her. Not your ex-husband. Fuck that guy. Who cares about those people? Your credit report is you. The decisions you made. You decided to borrow shit and didn't make the payment. Now your credit's jacked. So step 2 is get your credit right. And if your credit's right, congratulations. That's good stuff. What else do we got to get right before we can get you going? We got to get your mind right. Got to get your credit right. Any excuse you have for bad credit right now, go in the bathroom and punch yourself in the face for not taking personal responsibility. Mind and heart. Number 2, let's get this cleaner, is your credit, right? Number 3, we need one more day of work a week from you. You're not working enough. I mean productive work, like shit where you get paid. You need another source of income. So number 3 is you got to find a second way of making money. Second source. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. Work with what you have, with where you are, with who you are. Like be you. What are your skills and talents? What are things you can do right now to make some money? Could you flip something? Could you go around and mow yards? Could you knock on doors? Could you clean windows? Could you walk dogs? Could you drive for Uber? Could you deliver pizza? Like there's any number of things. So all kinds of jobs available. You're going to make more money if you create your own job. You're going to make more money. Okay? Now, why do we need to? So, our mind, our heart, our credit, and second income stream is a must. So, I'm giving you a lot right there, right? Renew your mind. So, that's about 40 books you need to be reading, right? And not the same shit, not the same stuff. It always, you know what always fascinates me is you know, I work out, I watch like workout videos, and I watch people who work out, and they're all big and buff, and they're doing all this shit. And then it comes to investing, and they want some easy fix. Like they work their abs every day, and then they think there's some hack to investing. What's the real estate hack? I don't know. What's the bench press hack? Well, there isn't. You just got to put in hard work. No shit. That's how everything in the universe works, bro. There is no hack for it. There's no hack. So when I say mind and heart, I need you to get all that guru shit out of your head of something for nothing, all that lottery mentality. Get it all out of your head. You need to start looking at the real things. Getting this credit fixed, getting the money. You don't need a fucking real estate course. You need good credit and money, period. That's what you need. Good credit and money. You don't need a course. You've lived in real estate your whole life. What don't you understand? Like, what is to understand about real estate? It's literally a dumb man's game. So all of these people that you admire, oh, they're so admire, they're dumb. It's a dumb man's game. Like, you don't have to be intelligent. You could literally be like slightly below intelligence level and do real estate. Mortgage, taxes, insurance, repairs, rent costs. Like, what's complicated about that? And people make it complicated, and they seek out these gurus, and then you end up giving your money to people flying around in fucking jets, and you're admiring them while you're sitting here with bad credit. Doesn't even make sense, man. Get your mind right, get your heart right, stop looking to gurus. Get your credit score right. Don't watch another Grant Cardone video until your credit score is above 700. That's what you need to be doing, because you're at work and then you're trying to make some money so you can fix your credit score. That's what you need to be doing. Not watching people's videos when your credit ain't right. And number 3, you need to get a second source of income. You have to find another way to make money. This also includes your spouse. Probably needs to get off her ass or his ass and find another way to make money, right? Because the kingdom's in jeopardy. So you got to get your mind right, your heart right, your credit right, and we need a second way to make money. And if there's 2 of you, now we got 4 income streams. See what's happening here? And if you got kids, put their ass to work too, man. Why are the kids getting a free ride? Nobody should have a free ride. Nobody rides free, right? So we got to get our mind and our heart. Takes courage to become an investor. 2, you got to get your credit right. This is your reputation. If it's bad right now, you have a bad reputation. Your word means nothing. That should bother you. That should upset you. You should get that fixed. No more excuses. I'm 23. Nobody gives a fuck. You've had 23 years. You've been on planet Earth for 23 years, and now we're still waiting on you, okay? So if you're 16, well, you've had 16 years. What are you waiting on? Or if you're 52, what are you waiting on, right? Like, nobody, it doesn't matter whether you're 16 or 80, this game is played the same. There is no exceptions. Whether you drive for UPS, you're a single mom, or a crackhead, everybody's got the same laws apply, the same universal principles. A thought held in formless substance, when you hold that place where prayers go, it will manifest in your life. So when you become obsessed with this mind and heart, and you begin thinking on it, holding that in form, thinking is like the hardest thing in the world, man. Just holding a thought. Just holding it down, and then take it from your mind to paper. Like, try to write a book. Writing a book is brutal. I give away shit. Over 50% of the people who request my book don't even open it. Put that on for size. You imagine them trying to write a book? Of the ones that open it, less than 25% have a brain bigger than a pea to be able to finish reading it. Now, maybe it's just my writing and it's bad, but I get lots of letters from people saying it was great, and lots of people tell me it changed their view of money, really helped them in life. So I tend to think those other people, that's just the way they are. They buy things, they don't finish them. They join gyms, they quit. They start diets, they don't finish. We were literally kicked out of the Garden of Eden. Hello. Like, as a human species, we tend to let each other down. We tend to do the wrong things, wouldn't you say? That's just the way we do things. That's the way it works. So we have to understand that. We have to have patience with each other, right? So don't mistake my bluntness with non-caring, because I care. That's why I give away my books, why I teach, that's why I do my podcast, that's why I do all this stuff, is to try to help, and I actually do. I've trained hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people how to trade stocks. Trained hundreds of people how to trade stocks. Do it almost every day with my free report, through my books, and that's out of a sense of caring, that it's better to give than to receive. Remember what I opened up with? So number 3, we got to get you a second job. Second job. What about number 4? Number 4 is your savings muscle. Before you invest, I was going to try to draw an arm. I better not even attempt that. I draw like a 3rd grader. So before you even begin to talk about investing, let's talk about this. What if you just get like 20 grand and sit on it? You know how I know you got your money messed up? Listen, you know I'm talking to you, because right now, I'm only looking for people who are looking for me. So what if I'm saying doesn't make any sense? I'm not looking for you. Go somewhere else. But you know who you are. And right now, you got $30,000 in savings. Feeling strong. But while you got that $30,000 in savings, guess what? You got a car payment, got some credit cards, maybe a little student loans. You know what I'm talking about. So you got 30 grand over here saved up, and over here you owe like 15 to 20, let's say. You owe this. Or, no, it's probably more like you owe 30 and you got like 15 to 20,000 saved. You're feeling kind of good. Let me let you know something. That ain't shit. It's one car wreck, man. That ain't no kind of money. But this debt, that's passive income for the other side. The money that you owe is passive income for people like me. Thank you. When I say you got to get your mind right, this is what I'm talking about. You're over here sitting on 15, 20 grand while you owe 30. You know what that is? Net fucking negative. Means you're not worth shit. That money you have saved means nothing because of what you owe. You know how to work a balance sheet? It means you actually have a negative net worth. But you get some sort of false security out of your little 15, 20 grand sitting over here while you owe 30. You're actually below zero. You're worth less than the day you were born. That's a lot of people, man. So what I want you to do is get rid of this. And then you're going to start crying, what about emergency fund? You don't need an emergency fund. You have a credit card. You obviously know how to use it. That's why you got $30,000 in debt, right? You know how the credit card works. You just put it out there and use it. And what's funny is people who run up massive amounts of debt will then be the ones to tell me, well, I don't want to use a credit card for debt, because now all of a sudden they want to be logical. They weren't logical to get the money, but now that we're getting out of it, now they want to be logical and not make you, don't do anything crazy or emotional. No, you need to get pissed. You need to get pissed that you have credit card debt. You need to get pissed off that you have car payments, that you spend more on a car than you invest every month. That should piss you off. That should piss you off. That means you're part of the fucking collective. You're not part of this group that's going to become a millionaire. You're part of them. You're the walking dead, man. You're those people. You're not the winners. When you owe more, are you paying more in interest? Shit, go add it up. Be real with yourself. Do you spend more in interest? Mortgage payment, credit cards, car payment, all those things. You know them. I don't need to list them all. Then you collect in dividends. How much you collecting in dividends? I bet you virtually everyone watching this video pays more in interest. You probably don't know how much you're paying, and you're not even collecting dividends. You know how hard it is to collect a dividend? 2 thumbs. You took 2 thumbs on your phone and you go log into E-Trade, transfer from checking, buy. That's it. That's the fucking barrier to entry. Thumbs. Oh, and one more thing, right? Money. So money. Maybe we make number 4 money, actually. What do I mean? The trick to money is having money. Money you don't need. That's where wealth comes from. Wealth doesn't come out of desperation. Wealth comes out of abundance. Wealth comes out of prosperity. To him who has, more will be given. To those who have not, even what they have will be taken. That's what the good book says, man. Right? Like produces like. Sow seeds of prosperity. Like buy shares, buy stock. Guess what? They pay you money, which buys more shares, which they pay you money, which buys more shares. Instead of paying fucking interest and providing cash flow, positive cash flow for everyone else. That's what your student loan is. Cash flow and interest for bankers. That's what your car payment is. Cash flow and interest for bankers. So you're going to live your whole life. You're going to live your whole life and document and make everyone else fat and rich, so that you can be momentarily comfortable. And so you got people right now sitting on 5,000, 10,000. They say, well, you know, in case of an emergency. And I say, well, when was the last $10,000 emergency you had? And they say, well, I've never had one. That's called being a coward. And what did I say to become rich? It takes mind and heart. What do I mean by heart? Courage. Not the cowardly fucking lion. Courage. The reason you don't own stocks is not because you don't know. It's because you ain't got no courage. The reason you ain't bought real estate isn't because you don't know. You were living it your whole life. If you lived in Section 8, you know how to do Section 8. You were fucking there. If you lived in a trailer park, well, you know how trailers work. Like, what is different? You lived in one. What's different now in owning one? Like, no difference. And yet, people feel like they need to learn something. They're cowards. Now, we don't call it that because that word, it's kind of vulgar. That's why I'm using it. You have to renew your mind and renew your heart, and that's where it starts. Take those ideas, begin to learn them, study them, hold them in formless substance, that place where prayers go. Hold those thoughts there, and it will begin to manifest in your life. You got to fix the credit. That's your reputation. It's mine and yours. We got to fix that shit. You need a stellar reputation. When I meet you and I run a digital check on you, I should know you're a good person. When people ask me to mentor them or some dumb shit, one of the things I do is try to run a credit check on them. When they got bad credit, there ain't no point in me and you talking. You haven't done what you can do to fix you. What am I going to do? See what I'm saying? Like, this is how basic this gets. Got to fix the credit, right? We got to get the second income stream. No more excuses. If you don't have 2 jobs, you're not trying. If you don't have 2 jobs or 2 sources of income, you are not trying to do this game. You're doing some other game, but you ain't doing the game I'm doing. I have 4 sources of income, okay? One time I had like 7. I'm older now. I'm slowing down, right? This is a source. I sell books and teach on finance, like on stocks and investing in real estate and getting your shit right. That became a source of income, right? So we got to get you another job. Mind, heart, courage. That's number 1. 2, get your credit right, right? 3, we got to get you a second job. Got to get a second job. And then 4 is money. Stacking it. And part of this idea of stacking it is getting off the money that you have when you're sitting on debt. You don't need $10,000 sitting in the bank when you owe $10,000. It's stupid. You're actually worth 0, but your financial understanding, you're at such a low functioning level that you don't understand you're still at 0. But it feels like you have something. I want you to take that fear and use it as fuel to fix your life. Pay off the debt. Then you have actual money. Then that $1 is actually your dollar. You actually own that dollar. You're not obligated for $1, because if you owe $1 and have $1, you realize you're at 0. You may not think you're at 0 because it's in your pocket, but you're at 0. And if you don't understand that, I don't understand. I need you to, I don't care how smart you are, what job you think you have, whether you're a doctor, an engineer, or a lawyer. If you have a bunch of money and you owe a bunch of money, you're worth nothing. It's called a balance sheet. And you may have tricked yourself in your mind. You may have tricked yourself because you're a coward into thinking that holding this is wise. It ain't wise. You need to eliminate debt. Debt is a shackle around your neck, right out of my book. Breaking the chains of debt. You have to break these chains. Shit ain't easy. Heavy's the head that wears the crown. Doing the right thing, this millionaire blueprint, it ain't easy. It's going to be hard.